going on, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast. As you already know, if you've listened to the previous podcast, it's been a double episode for live streaming. If you haven't, then you should wait till next week and see the following episode that we actually recorded first. But before we get into it...
Russell is Snapchatting his belly to somebody, which is weird enough. All right, so...
Hi!
Russell's here joining us.
Finally here.
So make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com. New episodes of the podcast available there every Thursday. While you're at and you can also check the back catalog of episodes. We are coming up on 1 year of the Dirty Shore Underground podcast. So who could believe that we make it this far? But here we are. Started from the bottom, and we're still at the bottom. So while you're there, make sure you check out the Amazon link. Click through the Amazon link. It takes you to Amazon. You shop just like you normally do. You're going to be shopping for your family vacations, for 4th of July, for everything you got going on this summer. It's an easy way to help out the podcast because it costs you absolutely nothing extra. But as a thank you for us sending you there, Amazon hooks us up. It's a great way to help us keep the lights on, keep the bandwidth flowing. So make sure you check that out at DirtyShoreUnderground.com. Make sure you're following at Dirty Shore UG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's a great way to stay up to date on what's going on with the podcast. In fact, if you've been following on Facebook, you would have seen our update video after the event this weekend on Facebook Live. So you're missing out on all that extra content if you're not following us at Dirty Shore UG, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll also shoot out links to the live stream because we're live streaming this and every episode on YouTube. YouTube.com/C/Dirty Shore UG-OTA. Go ahead and scroll on down to the live comments section at the bottom. Click in there, make a comment, and it's going to pop up on that side of the screen, right there. You haven't reversed it this time. So when you make a comment, we'll read out your comments and your questions, and we'll answer them. We have the man himself, Russell the Love Muscle, in the house. So if you have any questions about what's going on, be sure and add them on right there, and we can talk about them. And of course, you can always go back and see videos from our previous episodes because, as I said, we live stream every single episode, so make sure you check that out. So, the event this weekend, ACW, Adrenaline Championship Wrestling, live from Denton, Maryland, the hometown boy back in the house. Gotham Guy, welcome to episode 2 of the night. Thank you for joining us. So, we are discussing the local wrestling event, the ACW event that happened just this past weekend, which of course Dirty Shore Underground was in attendance. Unfortunately, we had some battery issues, so we couldn't stream directly from the event, but we did do a live stream afterwards, an update on Facebook Live, which you missed out on if you don't follow us on Facebook. So, from the man himself, what were your initial thoughts about the event?
It went well. Everyone there enjoyed seeing Gangrel. I'd seen all the stars of ACW. This was my first match in Maryland. I was absolutely nervous. Nervous before every match. This match I was even more nervous. My parents were in attendance. This was my first Maryland match. And it was in front of a hometown.
I can imagine because it was hometown crowd, you had a lot of people that showed up just to see you.
A decent amount. There were people that walked up to me, because you guys weren't the only people that live streamed it. There were a couple people from the Firehouse that live streamed it.
Yeah. When you came out, people, they went off. There was a single mark situation.
It seemed like you had your own little cheering section over by the curtain.
Yeah, they were all they were a bunch of firefighting friends of mine that they got a little rowdy that night, and they had fun. I had fun. My back is still killing me from the chair shot that PJ Parker gave to me. Glad Rayburn wasn't there. I think he got lost at the Golden Crown East End. But I mean, it's neither here nor there. I don't know. I heard it was a wedding. He heard there was free food. I don't know. The back of the right of my back still hurts today because of PJ Parker. My neck hurts a little bit from Buzz Stryker from it. No, I mean, he didn't hit me in the back. PJ hit me in the back. Yeah, PJ did everything Saturday night. He tried killing me.
PJ, you gonna get it.
Buzz tried dancing. I mean, he just needs to sit down. That's just my view on that. But I had my match was the second to last match, which made me even more nervous because everybody else had already been on.
Yeah.
The pressure was definitely on me. But I went out. I did my best. I actually cheated to win, which good guys are supposed to do.
You didn't cheat to win.
Well, I didn't cheat to win, but I didn't.
You didn't get the pin either.
I didn't get the pin either. I didn't get hit with a chair until after the match. Which I want to thank Mac Mayhem from Riot City for coming out there, being one of the smallest guys in the locker room, coming out there and sticking up for me. Don't even know the man, and he knew that something needed to be done when two huge dudes tried picking on somebody. He has the biggest heart in ACW right now, in my view.
I just want to say somebody that's not a wrestler, being hit by a chair does not feel good.
No.
Yeah.
And you've seen it here a couple different times.
Right.
So
the chair shot that I gave him a couple months ago is nothing compared to what I took Saturday night.
We've seen it, and you know, as somebody for me that knows wrestling in and out for the most part, I look into. It's like with Magic, because I've always loved Magic. But you remember that show that came out that was the greatest Magic secrets revealed and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And it revealed all the secrets, and then after that you would just start watching Magic shows, and you would try to be like,
look for the sleight of hand.
Yeah,
there was no sleight of hand Saturday night. The shots that were given were real.
And I would sit there and Rob will tell you, I would be like, shit. And then the entire time I'm just like, I just want to kind of just jump over the railing and help them out.
A couple people
and I don't care if I get hit or not. I was like, if I get hit, that would be kind of cool.
Wanted to jump over the railing Saturday night. It's not okay to jump over the railing in the state of Maryland, or any state for that matter, at a wrestling show. It is not okay. That's an easy way to.
A whole bunch of papers.
There's an easy way to go. It's an easy way to go to jail. Yeah, get your vape smoke out of my face.
It's out of your face.
But August 20th, we will be back in Denton, Maryland. This time, the last show we had, Gangrel.
Well, before we get into that, because I want to talk about your individual match. But before we do that even, I want to say a special hello. Hola para mi familia de Puerto Rico. They're watching from a friend of mine's house, so thank you for joining us, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the show. But I do want to talk to you about...
hold on.
Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead and mention that.
Gotham Guy says, big wrestling may have a script to follow, but the hits are always real, which is absolutely right. It still hurts when you get hit, and it's still...
and you feel it when you're sitting ringside.
So, all of the wrestling I have ever watched in my life, local, national, the whole thing, the end of your match was possibly the most entertaining thing I've ever seen in a ring. Where did you come up with that?
About 10 years ago, actually it was a little more than 10 years ago, it was about 12 years ago, a guy named Eddie Guerrero was going through a phase of lying, cheating, and stealing his way to victories.
Right.
Which was basically... Yeah, the lie, I cheat, I steal. He even has a theme song that basically said what he was going to do the entire match.
I miss Eddie.
Everybody misses Eddie. Everybody does.
That's when I stopped watching WWE.
But
back to this.
When they threw the chair in the ring, I decided that I was gonna end the match, make them have egg on their face, and that's what I did. I stopped him. I stopped PJ from getting the chair. I waited till the ref had his eyes on Buzz, and I Eddie Guerrero my way to the finish. And I have no problem doing that. They wanted to attack me from behind at the beginning of the match. I might as well make them look completely stupid at the end of the match.
And the kids so we were sitting ringside.
Let me guess. The kids didn't get it.
No. We were sitting ringside. The kids loved it, And then
This is where I'm like in
when
trouble
you
for a whole
when
bunch
you
of shit.
gave like a little wink to everybody off the side of the ring, they exploded. They were just like, "Oh my god, that was the best!" It was so good. And I gotta say, the kids' reaction was.
I've watched it on video a couple times, and I'm sitting there watching it on video. And the place goes silent when they see me when they see me get the chair and they see me slam it against the ground. There is a deafening silence. Then when they see my hand when they see me
Hit the ground?
Yeah, when they see me hit the ground, I had a couple people ask me, "What in the hell happened?" I said, "Go back and watch wrestling from about 12 years ago, and you'll understand exactly what happened."
Yeah, but the kids loved it. They ate it. I mean, obviously I don't think they got the reference, but they got the fact that you waited till the ref had his back turned, you ended the match without a pin, and you got them disqualified for you using a chair on yourself, basically.
Yep.
So
I outsmarted the bullies. I outsmarted the big bad bullies.
And so they seemed to, and I got to say, half of my entertainment for the entire show was the kids and how into it they were. They were really into the show.
All the shows that ACW puts on are family-friendly PG shows.
For the most part.
Look, I've been having this discussion all week, and here's my thing between what I've seen this past weekend and the shows I went to when I was those kids' ages, going to the Denton Firehouse. The only difference was, when I was going there, I was cussing the wrestlers I didn't like. I was like, "Fuck you!"
Well, you were a badass kid. That's the problem.
Yeah, dude.
No supervision.
Kenny, no offense, you were a badass kid.
Okay. No, I don't mean badass like cool. I mean badass like you were a bad kid.
You were a menace to society.
I'll take that.
Point, I think.
Look, when you go to a wrestling, I went to the event with my uncle when I was those kids' ages. And my uncle said, "You can say whatever you want here, and you won't be prosecuted for it." So, every other word out of my mouth was the F word. The entire 3 hours of the wrestling event. So
I got told in my first match ever, which was a battle royal over in Delaware, I was crawling around the outside of the ring because I got thrown out of the ring. It was a battle royal. I had lost. There was a group of 3 kids. They were about 6, 7. They told me to get the heck up, stop being a big baby. So when you're told to get the heck up by kids and stop being a baby, you might as well just get up because they've already won that argument.
Yeah. All right. So Gotham Guy asked, speaking of hits, what's the worst hit and/or injury you've ever had?
I got punched in the ear and burst my eardrum.
In wrestling match?
I think we talked about this one.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that I've had done.
And definitely
the worst thing that actually, that I didn't even notice till after the show was completely done. I didn't notice it for a couple weeks actually. I thought I just got hit in the jaw really hard. No, I completely. My eardrum was completely burst.
Yeah,
I could only imagine because of the adrenaline going. You really wouldn't notice it.
No, you don't notice a lot of stuff until your adrenaline dies down, and then the day after, everything hurts.
Did you also get a burn from a parking lot, like from asphalt?
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
And he's got a pretty serious little road burn right now.
Yeah, got some knee shit going on.
Yeah.
That's from my knee pads being too tight. Can't help that I'm fat.
It's a pretty serious injury, guys. I'm a little worried he's
being fat because you've lost a lot of weight since you've started wrestling.
Oh, I've lost about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
But okay, we're if you want to know about my burned leg, it was the side of my thigh where my wrestling trunks meet my leg. I got thrown outside the ring at an outside show, and I fell to the ground, not knowing that there was asphalt underneath where I was at. I thought I was on the grass side out, and I wasn't.
Nope.
Nope. And I don't know what hurt worse, getting beat up that day or getting burned. There was a burn probably about size of a silver dollar on my leg, and
There is one thing I gotta say. I know Rob was in the building when this happened. There was a moment where the action was outside the ring.
Ooh.
Prior to you getting in the ring, and somebody got dropped on the ground, and there was no padding outside the ring during this match, or any match during that night's event.
Correct. Most of the matches stay in motion. Most matches stay in the ring.
Most of them stayed in the ring, but when this one person got dropped outside the ring, you heard it. Everybody felt it. I was just like, there's no fucking padding. And even him, was just like,
well, and that one person was actually Gangrel, who fell on the outside and banged his head on the floor. So.
Oh, wow.
So
See, I didn't see that.
Yeah. This event on Saturday had a former WW, I guess we call him WWE, but he was there when it was the WWF.
Yeah, he was there before the
Superstar.
F got out.
Yeah. Superstar Gangrel.
get the F out.
Yeah, or get the F out, or whatever we're going to change it from the Federation to Entertainment. He was there 97, 98, 99, 2000, maybe 2001-ish. Like, he was there the Attitude Era. He's the man that brought in Edge and Christian, which was originally supposed to be Edge and Christopher Daniels, but Edge and Christian were actual, like, road buddies from that's another story for another time. They're road buddies from Canada, and they went and they tore the roof off WWE. But Gangrel was very instrumental in getting them the exposure that they needed, and he's been wrestling all over the place. Talked to him that night. He said that there were weekends within the last year where he was doing 5 shows a weekend. Where he was doing a show Friday night, a show Saturday morning, a show Saturday night, a show Sunday morning, and a show Sunday night. And that to me that's a way of life. That is going to be a way of life of some people.
Because you alone.
This weekend I leave for Nashville, Tennessee to go to a wrestling show. Thursday evening-ish. Not 100% sure. Go down there, set up the ring Friday. There's a show Saturday night. Go back to the hotel Saturday night. Leave Sunday morning and get home at some point Monday.
See, you do what I used to do for music-wise, and while we were at the event, Rob was like, well, you're getting really into it, why don't you be a wrestler? I was like, maybe on a local event where I just come in, or somebody pulls me over to shit and hits me with a chair or something at some point, but I could never do what you're doing, and you travel, because I did that with my boy Prophecy, and it really affects your lifestyle just to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. This weekend is show number 2 in Nashville. That I'll be on. Not sure if I'm reffing or wrestling down there. Doesn't matter to me. I'm willing to do either one. That's something that's really good about doing both. Is you're always available to do one or the other.
I was actually surprised you didn't ref anything this week.
Yeah.
In Maryland, the licensing agency in Maryland is very different than everywhere else.
Okay.
To be a wrestler in Maryland, you have to be licensed as a wrestler.
Okay.
To be a ref in Maryland, you have to be licensed as a ref. In Maryland, a wrestler can't put their hands on the ref. If the ref is not licensed as a wrestler and a ref, you're not allowed to
actually touch.
You're not allowed to touch. You're not allowed to go like that.
Or do what Doris Day? Now, what was his name? The promoter for oh man, he was playing off Morris Day and the Time. It was the three-way tag match, 3-on-2. They were fighting Gangrel and King of Maryland.
Oh, okay. Doyle Day.
Doyle Day. He was doing the like arm over the shoulder, walking the ref away.
That's about as much as you're allowed to get away with in Maryland.
Yeah.
With the referee, referees are off limits. Managers are off limits. It's Maryland is very picky with their licensing and what you can and what you can't do.
Right.
But I ref and I wrestle in Delaware, Pennsylvania.
West Virginia.
I have not wrestled out there yet. I will be later on this summer.
Yeah. Tennessee.
Tennessee, North Carolina. I ref. I'll be down there on my birthday, which we're gonna have to have another podcast because the lineup for that show is worthy of a podcast in itself.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that.
So are you saying we need to travel for that, or
No, we don't need to travel for that.
Rob don't want to travel, so never mind.
No, but you can get it on iPay-per-view.
Anyway, so
I will be back in Denton on August 20th
right.
with ACW for their annual Broken Dreams show, which is August 20th at 7. I want to say 7 p.m. Doors might be at 7:30. I will have flyers up. I will have flyers on my Facebook. I will be putting flyers and small flyers out. I will have tickets available once I get them.
I will say this. I was out riding my bike today. The flyers from the last one are still out. Even the little stick in the ground thingies.
Yep.
Yes.
I will have more signs. I will have flyers. I will have tickets available for the next show, which incidentally will be during Summerfest. So Saturday, the day of Summerfest, when it's really hot outside, when that nighttime hits you, and if it's still hot outside, you can go down to the firehouse and their show. That whole hall that they had was ice cold. It felt great compared to the weather outside that day.
That show buying Rob's next ticket. So
that show will be headlined by the Sandman, which I believe ACW is going extreme that night.
Yeah. All right. So Gotham Guy actually had a question based on what you said earlier. How does travel work? He's wondering because of the soreness factor. Do you have a comfortable ride?
Yes. Most of my shows are a 2-hour drive at most from my house, sometimes 3. If I don't drive, if I'm not, the ones in Delaware are half an hour to 45 minutes, so it's not that far. I can go home after the shows. The shows in West Virginia, in Pennsylvania, North Carolina. If it's any further than West Virginia, I take that back. If it's any further than Pittsburgh, if it's 5 hours or more, I get a hotel room. It's just easier.
Anything less, you sleep in your car?
Anything less, I'm able to get back to my dad's house and sleep at my dad's house. He lives over near Baltimore. So as long as I can get to Baltimore, I'm good.
But you would sleep in your car if you had to.
No, I travel with a group of guys, and a couple of those guys live in Pennsylvania, and they sort of live central to where we're all at. One of the guys does, so we crash at his house some nights. And but like the North Carolina and the Tennessee shows that I've been on, we go down. We have a hotel room that's not have a hotel that's not that far from the show, and we spend the night there. Actually, the hotel that we were at the last time is within the flight path of Nashville International, which was really cool because I was expecting to be like right next to the downtown Nashville. No, we were on the outskirts. All we had to do was get on 2 roads, and we were back heading home, or we were heading into the fairgrounds to the arena.
Well, so, and I imagine part of that question, I guess, unasked part that I'll ask is, you don't get paid for that travel. You get paid for being at the event.
Yes and no.
How do you
Yes and no. Most companies will comp you your, well, not comp you, but they will pay you. Most companies will pay you for the gas. If like, it costs me about $100 in gas to go down there. Actually, it cost me a little bit more than 100, but when you split it 3 or 4 ways,
Right.
it's not that much of a expense. The going to North Carolina was free because it was it was not. It wasn't planned. I wasn't. The guy that drove me down there told me I've got everything covered, so I didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, it's most of the travel I do with a group of people. It's easier. It's easier driving to have a group of people in the car. You got music playing, conversations that
Keep you awake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to think what else. It's just it's easier to do it that way than.
What did it say? So, in the 90s, a lot of comedians talked about that life on the road, where it's like, go to venue, go to venue, go to venue, go home. And I imagine it's a lot like that. It's you have to go that distance just so you are there, you're performing, you're getting your name out there, even if it means going out somewhere pretty far, Nashville, North Carolina, wherever, just to try to build up that notoriety.
Some guys actually will do, like you just said, go to venue. Like, they might have a show, just using this for example, like say you live in LA and you're going to a show in El Paso. You'll look for shows that are in Phoenix, right. And in I don't know, Phoenix, maybe Albuquerque. That's it. Like
jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's not that far out of the way, but it's not. That's more so if you're going long distances and you know that there's companies in between.
Right.
Whereas we're just going to one company and boom, right there. Actually, I thought it was going to be a long, convoluted ride down there. No, it was 2 different interstates and that's it. It was 81 and 40 and boom, you're there. It's just a long way. I love the ride. If you do nothing, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk about it, but if you do nothing this summer, just go out and travel. Even if it's just going out for a day and just going out and seeing what's out there, go travel. Go see this beautiful country that we call the United States of America. It is.
Well, me and Eric used to travel, man. It was just fun.
There are some beautiful spots out there that you wouldn't see. I mean, you can see them from the air, but it's not like driving them.
You can see them from the internet, but it's still not as fun.
That too.
So Gotham Guy asks, do you have any roadies, fans who'll drive with you or drive to the venue even if they don't live near there? That's true. I suppose we are roadies because
in a sense, yes.
Any of the I'm not going to Nashville to see you. Just so you know.
You guys went to Milford to see me, which incidentally,
and it was fun.
I will be there.
It was fun.
I will be there not this weekend, but I will be there next weekend.
Are you defending the Indie Roundup Championship?
No, I got stripped of that championship.
What? For what?
Inactivity.
What? That's insane.
That's bullshit. Sorry, it's bullshit.
Well, yeah. All right, but you're going to be back fighting again.
Yes, I'm not 100% sure who my opponent is this time, but I have an opponent, I'm guessing. I was contacted by the promoter that I have a match, and I don't know who it's against, but I will show.
Do we need to show up?
Yes, clearly.
If you guys want to, you're more than welcome to.
So wait, when is it?
July 9th.
July 9th at, is that Saturday?
Yes.
Yes, Saturday. And that's at the same place in Milford?
Yes.
Where is it?
105 Northeast Front Street, Milford, Maryland.
Milford,
Delaware. Why did I say Maryland? getting states
You're
mixed
from
up.
Maryland.
Because
Yeah.
I'm from Maryland and I'm getting states mixed up now.
Yeah. So I mean, we've done some traveling, and I mean, I'll go any place that's nearby. I'm not going to Nashville. I'm not going to North Carolina. But obviously, if it's nearby, we'll go.
Yeah, I've got a show, and I've got a show this weekend in Nashville, next weekend in Delaware. The end of the month is in North Carolina. Then the very 4 days later, I'm in Nashville again.
Yeah.
Rest of your life.
Yeah.
The week after that, I'm in North Carolina, Nashville. I'm in Dover. Then I'm in Denton for Broken Dreams. Then I'm in West Virginia. I have to check my phone, but I know I'm doing something almost every weekend the rest until September.
Well, so Gotham Guy asked, what's the most gorgeous area that you've driven through? Or driven to?
Driven to.
Yeah.
Driven
Is Nashville your best, the best trip story?
I'd say like the area between Bristol and Knoxville, Tennessee,
Yeah.
was pretty nice. The area between Bristol and Fort Chiswell, and basically from like Roanoke, Blacksburg-ish to Knoxville, it's just rolling hills, but it's not like mountains.
Appalachia, yeah.
But it's not like the flooding in West Virginia,
Right.
Appalachia. It's
Yeah.
not like Appalachia, like how people not from Appalachia see it. It's the rolling hills of the Appalachian Mountains. The western part of Maryland, going out to Pittsburgh, the last couple times we've been to Pittsburgh, are very, very nice. Like once you get past Hagerstown. I'm not saying
all that west.
Hagerstown.
Panhandle. Maryland's Panhandle.
Well, Maryland and West Virginia's
Yeah.
Panhandle, really, if you want to look at it that way, or whatever they call it, four state. There's a radio station out there that's called Four States Radio. It's
right.
Because you can
Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, all together there.
Yeah, you can get radio signal in all four states, but the area between, I want to say, like Hagerstown and where Route 40 turns into Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what Kaiser's Ridge, I think that's what it was called. There was a Sheets, I think, nearby. We were out in the mountains.
They sell food.
They what? They sell food there?
Just ignore him completely.
He's
going
hold
off
on.
the edge. He's going off the edge.
No.
Yeah.
Sheets sells Fago.
Oh,
Sells
yeah.
Fago. Okay. Gotcha.
He said Sheets, so Fago popped into my head. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so you mentioned the previous event in Milford, and when we went to the event in Milford, Brian Knobs was the.
That was 2 events.
No, that's the first one that we went to.
That was the one we went to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian Knobs and the Nasty Boys
the
was
the night I won my
the belt. That's the
belt
one we were there.
yeah.
Yeah. So the Indie Roundup Championship, right? Is that the right? Yeah. So we were underwhelmed by the performance of an aging star. It was great to see him there. It was great to see him still active. But comparing that to the performance we got from Gangrel this weekend is night and day, hot and cold.
We talked about that.
Gangrel was as active in the ring as I remember him being in the late 90s. He was out there putting in work, taking hits. He hit the floor outside of the ring. It was insane. So I gotta say, like, that's props to him for however old he is.
He's 50-ish.
He spent more than 10 seconds
In the ring. And
going in on it.
It's because he, like I told you guys before the show, he wrestles every week.
Yeah.
He, as a I'm not quite trying to say retired superstar. He's an active wrestler. He might not wrestle for the WWE, but he wrestles damn near where he wrestles damn near everywhere else.
Right.
Um,
And staying active is half of it. Yeah.
Yeah, staying active is half of it.
He's staying in good shape and doing good work with it.
So the question is, he won the tag team title along with
the King of Maryland.
Yeah, whose name
Kindred.
Is it Kendrick? Kindred.
Kindred
And
Kamari.
And his escort. Oh my. Oh my. So his escort was.
You mean his manager? His
valet. His valet. I'm sorry.
She escorts him. She escorts him to the ring.
She's not actually
I do not
an escort.
like the word escort.
All right, his valet. Because I don't say manager, I say valet.
His valet.
Escort, his valet. Was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Anyway, that was the best part of the match for me. After that, I kind of just figured it out.
I loved how she just walked around with the fake
blood still out. Yeah.
Just
fake blood. Clearly, it was real blood.
Either or. The fact that she just left it sitting there, like where most people would just like wipe it off, and she just let it hang there.
She was in the part.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if he won the tag team title with Kindred, where does it go from there?
They've got to defend it.
So
I don't know when it's going to be defended. That's not my job to know when that belt is going to be defended. I knew when my belt was going to be defended.
Yeah.
They're the tag team champions now. They are the top dogs in ACW right now, and there are a lot of talented tag teams on ACW's roster that are vying for that spot.
And now it's the build up to who's the number one contender again now. Because the number one contender got knocked down.
Correct. But they might have a rematch clause. I'm not 100% sure. This is my first show there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what goes on with who get with title shots. That's not my job to know who go. My job is to watch my back and make sure that Rayburn and the rest of the Bully Club and PJ and Mad Dog Buzz Striker, Buzz Lightyear, whatever his name is. So that I've got to watch every time I go out in public now. I've got to make sure that they're not around the corner.
So you're worried about Buzz Lightyear hitting you with a chair?
Yes, I'm worried about Buzz Lightyear hitting me with a chair.
See, I can say that because I'm not...
Lightyear. Yeah, because you're drunk. I'm sober, and I'm starting to slur my words just to keep up with you.
No, because I'm not involved as deeply as you are.
Yeah, driving to your house tonight, I was afraid to see the three of them out in the middle. PJ would have fit right in where you live. He would have fit right in.
He would have fit right in. And, you know, after Jimmy added me on Facebook, and I seen him post that picture, he's like, ruggedly just shit in the ring, or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, man, here we go.
So, speaking of which, when Jimmy was promoting Broken Dreams, we thought for sure he was going to say that he was teaming up with the hometown kid in the final match next time. We were so stoked. I was like, he's going to do it. He's going to say Russell's name. And instead, we just get the Sandman of all people. So
I'd be excited to team with the Sandman.
I mean, that's great, but I mean, us as hometown people were expecting to hear you.
Yeah. So how do you think you would fare in a no-holds-barred, no-DQ match with Jimmy versus the other side there?
How do I think that's going to...
His candlestick's hurt. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Been there, done that. Continue.
All four men in that match have put themselves through hell at some point in their career.
Yeah.
Each one of them has been there.
Yeah.
The Ruckus and Robbie Illuminati have been in CZW, and I'm not trying to say forever, but they've been in CZW for a long time, and they have wrestled a lot of people that wrestle around the world. Ruckus has wrestled for the WWE at one point, I think. Sandman wrestled everywhere. He wrestled WCW, ECW, WWE, TNA, I believe, at one point. I'm not 100% sure, but he's wrestled everywhere. Jimmy's wrestled up and down the East Coast. Ruckus and Robbie Illuminati have wrestled up and down the East Coast. That match, those guys are very talented. It is going to be a very good match, and I'm glad that is the
Main event.
The main event
Right.
of next not next month. I can't say next month yet.
Not yet. Couple more days.
No, a day, 2.5 days.
But August the 20th, right?
Yep.
August the 20th, here at the in Denton at the Denton Volunteer Fire Company is where you'll be able to catch it. Would you ever sign up for a no holds barred, no DQ, hardcore match like that?
Yeah, why not? I
Okay.
only live once.
You only get your head bashed in with a kendo stick so many times in your life.
I wouldn't say that.
Mostly my knuckles.
You what?
Mostly my knuckles. I've had some kendo stick fights go on out in front of Provident at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, they had some kendo sticks and beat up.
Yeah,
each other with
see,
them.
he probably looked out his window and seen it and was like, what the fuck are these dumbasses doing at 2 o'clock in the morning?
I did in fact say that the exact thing. So
that would be me and Brian Joyner, just in case anybody was wondering.
but so you're not you wouldn't back down from an ECW style fight.
No, I would not.
Okay.
Thumbtacks and blue.
Nah. How many thumbtacks?
A bag full. Mankind style.
Ugh, yeah.
Oh, which that you brought up Mankind. Right now, we're still. So today is
Yes,
the
it is.
18th anniversary of him
Yes.
dying. Well, not dying, but when they show the picture of Undertaker standing over top of the cage, there's actually a quote-unquote rumor that Taker thought he was dead when he threw him through the cage because he didn't get up.
Also had a broken ankle in that match.
He did not. He
Somebody
did not
choke
move.
slammed him down through the top of
When he choked
through
him
the top
through
of the cage,
spin-
down through the ring,
No, that was after he threw him off the cage.
That's right. Yeah.
Through the Spanish announce table.
Right.
Which began everybody going through the table because that spot was cool in the 90s. Still is. That's why they have so many announce tables.
Spanish table, we're going through it.
But today is the 18th anniversary of the King of the Ring of '98, where that infamous match happened. I remember
That makes me
watching
feel really old.
Makes you feel old. I remember watching Raw the next week, the next couple weeks after that, and just that's all they talked about.
Yeah.
That was all that was talked about. Billy Gunn won the King of the Ring that year. People were more concerned about Mankind getting almost killed in that
That's
match.
a long way to
Twice.
fall, man. That is a
It's like
long way to
30,
fall.
40 feet, right?
No, it was more like
Well, no, so the ring is the ring floor is 4 feet off the ground.
that one might be 3.5 to 4 feet.
Right.
He fell at least 15 feet from the top of the cage into the ring, and then he fell at least 20 to 25 feet
From the top of the cage through the table to
through
the
the
floor.
table to the floor.
Through the table to the padded floor underneath.
Would you do that?
That's a question for another podcast. That's a
Would I
question.
do that?
Yeah. Well.
You already
That's a
answered.
question for another
Look, you didn't even
podcast.
answer that because we both know I would do it just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
As you can,
If somebody
up
told-
until this year's WrestleMania, that spot hadn't even been. No, I take that back. There was a. No. There was a spot in a match where Triple H threw Cactus Jack, which was one of Mick Foley's alter egos, through the ring from the top, which, like, when Taz faced Bam Bam Bigelow, what they did was there was a side of the ring where the ring has its equal side, it's a square. There was a section of the ring.
You don't say.
I don't say. There was a section of the ring in the Taz Bam Bam Bigelow match in ECW where Taz suplexed Bam Bam Bigelow. No, Taz put Bam Bam Bigelow in a sleeper hold, and Bam Bam Bigelow went to fall on him while he was still in a sleeper hold, and they fell through the ring together.
Right.
I believe that's what happened with Cactus Jack falling through the ring. I don't believe because he fell into the same ring about 4 years before the match with Triple H, and he didn't fall through the ring.
Right, yeah.
He just knocked himself out. Which, trust me, that dude is a legend in his own right for taking the... Not only did he get thrown through the announce table, he wrestled a match after he got up from that. He went back up to the top of the cage, got thrown through the cage, and then wrestled a 15-minute match after that. Most people wouldn't do those two spots in the same match, let alone
back to back.
Let alone back to back, and then wrestle a 15-minute match.
Yeah.
But that was a hell of a pay-per-view that night.
Yeah. Can I ask you one thing before we do go? How willing would you be to face Terry Funk or Mick Foley in a Japanese death match?
Once again, that is a question that I will answer on a different podcast. Yeah. Both of those guys, Terry Funk can still wrestle. He's still got it at. I'm not even sure how old Funk is now.
Hell, Jake the Snake.
Actually, he was in Milford 2 years ago. Actually, 2.5. No. Jake the Snake Roberts was in Milford about...
Right around the time he was, when DDP was probably getting him...
Yes.
Good again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that was in early 2014. He was, I want to say, May-ish of 2014 when there was a wrestling show in Goldsboro.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. That was the show that got you wanting to be the wrestler, ain't it?
Yeah, that was a show that got me hooked into actually wanting to become a professional wrestler. I watched it for years, on and off again, as an adolescent into a young adult. I actually seen it live close to my house.
Yeah.
As close as it was to my house, I wasn't going to miss that. That's actually what started the ball rolling.
Apparently I'm too old to be a wrestler.
No, you're not.
I'm just...
He doesn't have the dedication to
No.
the training.
I'm telling you what Karina has told me. Plus, being a wrestler is being an actor, and I can't, which means you also gotta lie, and I can't lie without laughing, so I'd have to have like a Joker / Deadpool persona.
How old are you, Kenny?
30.
When did you turn 30?
February.
Yeah, you're older than me.
We know this.
Yeah.
Not substantially older. So, just to recap though, great event this week. I enjoyed the match immensely. We really enjoyed seeing Gangrel's performance. If you guys weren't there at the event this weekend, you missed out on something. But good news, it's not too late because we have another event coming up August 20th here in Denton. It's the same night as the final night of Summerfest. So if you're in town for Summerfest, which I highly recommend you coming to town for Friday and Saturday, You'll be able to catch the event at the end of the night at the Den Volunteer Fire Company. It's ACW Broken Dreams. Russell will have tickets available as soon as they become available. You can contact him to get tickets.
I'm gonna get flyers from him because I'm gonna be at Summerfest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run around and help promote it so that we can get things going.
Seems like a good reason to interrupt my step on my promo.
I wanted to step on your promo.
So ACW Broken Dreams coming August the 20th, 2016, right here in Denton. So if you didn't get a chance to catch this show, make sure you come out. Are you going to be obviously you'll be on the lookout for the Bully Club, but is it expected that that's going to be a rematch with the Bully Club?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I would believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, we beat them fair and square.
Fair and square. Yeah. Now I will be enjoying it from the not so cheap seats right up front. So, but
trust me, they are cheaper than the seats that I have going to Ring of Honor.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I have second row seats at Ring of Honor that cost $60.
A foolish amount. But you can see the show. There are tickets are available. Is it the same price as the last event?
Yes.
All right, so $30 for a VIP ticket that gets you ringside, right up next to the action. That's where DSUG will be sitting. $20 gets you in the door. Children 3 to 11.
8 to 12.
8 to 12, $10.
And children under 7 and under are free.
7 under are free. See,
I believe that is what.
Don't hold us to that. But you'll be able to get the flyer, and you'll be able to get your tickets available.
Once you see it on the flyer.
Yes. Tickets available through Russell when the time comes, so make sure you check that out.
Fun no matter what. So
it's going to be a great show. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think you're going to enjoy it if you come check it out. And of course, Sandman coming in for the main event tag team with Jimmy. What is his mom?
Jimmy Dream.
Pretty Jimmy Dream.
Pretty Jimmy Dream, and
which I like this version here better than I did the 1CW.
Pretty Jimmy Dream and Sandman versus Ruckus and
Robbie Illuminati.
Blackout.
Illuminati, collectively known as 2/3 of Blackout.
Right. So make sure you come and check out that show.
2/4 or 2/5 or however many people have been in Blackout. It changes every year.
Yeah. But make sure you come and check out the show. It's going to be a good time. And, of course, you'll be able to check us out there. We'll be available for, autographs and pictures, too, as well as Russell if you do want to do that. And we won't charge you. So make sure you come out and join us there.
And retarded shit for something to do, so.
And make sure, just as a reminder, new episodes of the podcast are available every Thursday at DirtyShoreUnderground.com. Make sure you check everything out there. Back episodes of the catalog also available, coming up again on a year. Can't believe that. So make sure you check out everything that's available there. Make sure you're following at Dirty Shore UG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's the best way to stay up to date on everything that's going on with the podcast. Of course, you want to check out our sister show, Anthem Alliance, available at AnthemAlliancePodcast.com and on your RSS feeder of choice. Also, make sure you check out the flagship show, The Anthem Podcast. New episodes available every Tuesday. And those are available at otheanthem.com, at OTheAnthem on all your social networks for the O The Anthem podcast, and at Anthem Alliance on all your social networks for Anthem Alliance podcast. So make sure you check out all of those. Gotham Guy, thank you for joining us for both shows tonight. So we hope you enjoyed it and had a good time. Make sure you can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you check out robertncheek.com for more information about me, or you can find links to my political blog, the news website, my books, which are available on Amazon, and you can sign up for my mailing list. Of course, coming up this Friday, July the 1st, new episode of Heretics will be available from O The Anthem. So make sure you check that out. It'll be
available. No long wait this time.
It'll be available at otheanthem.com and on the O The Anthem youtube.com/O The Anthem. So make sure you check that out, rate and review it. Let us know what you think. We'll probably get together and do a little post breakdown in the next couple weeks. So make sure you check that out. If you like Heretics, if you like this podcast, if you like all the podcasts we do, the easiest way for you to support the network is to check out patreon.com. That's patreon.com/OD Anthem. For as little as $1 per month, you can become a subscriber and a supporter and help us continue to produce all of this free content that we do for you each and every week. It's Patreon, patreon.com/OD Anthem. For as little as $1 a month and upwards from there, you get all sorts of bonus materials that you're not going to get anywhere else. So make sure you check that out. And of course, we'll be back next Thursday with a new show. So until then, have a great week, everybody.
Good night, everybody.